The year is 2121, and the Earth has become uninhabitable. Every single scientist spent the past 100 years trying to decipher Nirvana High Paladin instead of solving climate change. Simply put, the complexity of Yu-Gi-Oh! Has ended the world. But hope still remains. Two heroes, the great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandsons of MBT and RJ, have made a startling discovery. Right when Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just beginning, before Synchros, before Goats, before Master Rule 1, there existed another rule set. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Junior rules. No tributes, no quick plays, one spell, and one trap per turn. Now, using Tachyon technology, these two must contact their ancestors, convince them to play the Yu-Gi-Oh! Junior rules, and conscript as many of their fellow Yu-Gi-Tubers as possible to start a movement to simplify the game that would eventually end the human race. This is the Yu-Gi-Oh! Junior journey.
Well, it's been topping 90 degrees regularly here in Portland, Oregon, and my office faces the afternoon sunlight. So in the interest of my continuing my YouTube career without dying of heat stroke, our work must continue. So to that end, let's take a look at some of the cards that I think are going to make a splash in 2010 Junior format. First of all, the funniest out of all of them, Obelisk the Tormentor, appears in 2010. This is a payoff for the 3 tribute mechanic, something we have been having to answer many questions about in the Discord and in comments. Since this card describes tribute summoning on it and requires it in order to work, we do allow these 3 tributes in here, and Obelisk is the first decent one. At 4,000, and not being targetable, this card has the similar traits that would make other cards such as Beast Machine King, Barbaros, or bannably strong. Unfortunately, this card is really only playable in one deck, and dear God, do I hope we don't have to play against that. Next, the card that has me simping and coping, Archfiend Empress, Skull Mommy herself. I wasted about an hour of my time and Sophie apparently's time trying to lab out a deck with this card and falling down, and we didn't make it. But this card is very strong in and of herself. At 2,900 attack, she's a formidable beatstick with a crazy effect. She can protect other fiends at the cost of a fiend in the graveyard, and if she is destroyed and sent to the grave herself, you can revive a level 6 or higher fiend. That includes Tragodia, one of my favorite cards coming out this format. Tragodia is a potential massive meta threat in a way that it wasn't in the TCG, specifically because of its ability to steal monsters. In the TCG, you were contending with all sorts of levels all the time, and you couldn't consistently rely on having a monster in your hand that is able to be discarded for Tragodia's effect, and the payoffs weren't that strong. In Junior format, however, you can expect your opponent has a worthwhile 7 or 8 on the board and that you have a 7 or 8 in your hand. I think Tragodia is going to be very strong. Next are a couple of cards that are also very strong, both in the TCG and in Junior Journey, Machina Fortress and Cyber Eltanin. These cards are both very, very powerful, but are unfortunately nerfed by their typing. Machines have been hit hard in Junior Journey and are being hit hard even more so in 2010 with the release of Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. Honestly, we might end up having to throw machines a bone by hitting some of their hate in this format, because oh boy are they down bad. Next we have our obligatory Blue Eyes White Dragon in the format. Jurak Titano is 3,800 and does nothing with its effect. This card is going to get limited by the end of the format. Next we have Mist Valley Apex Avian, a card that the TCG was only just recovering from, and now we have to deal with it in Junior Journey because it's normal summonable. We're really going to have to reckon with that fact sooner or later. Next, we have some interesting trap cards. Solemn Warning comes out in this format and, of course, is very, very strong, although is a little riskier in a format where 2,000 life points is a big deal. Chaos Trap Hole is an interesting substitute for Solemn Warning. It only works against lights and darks and inherent summons, but it banishes the monster, which is very good in a format where Revival is very accessible. Speaking of Revival, we have Damage Gate, a card that made no impact in the TCG. However, it is very strong in Junior Journey because we're just taking a lot of battle damage at a time, and the monsters we have to revive are much more worthwhile than they are in the TCG. Next, we must address the elephants in the room. There are some cards that came out in 2010 that made no meta impact until much later on, and even then in an inconsistent way at best. The Dark Lords are normal summonable in Junior Journey format, and they are insane. Not only do they have spectacularly good stat lines, but they also have busted effects. Asmodeus, or Asmodeus, is 3,000, 2,500 and drops tokens when it dies. Dark Lord Desire is a non-destruction removal, which is crazy. And Superbia is a 2,900 that is Monster Reborn for fairies. These cards are obscenely strong, and if you are going to be playing any aggressive strategy that will ever enter the battle phase in this format in 2010, you are going to have to play these cards. The exception to this rule is Frog FTK. Now, Frog FTK doesn't get anything new in 2010 other than the recognition of the community that it is just as crazy in Junior Journey format as it is in the TCG. I genuinely hope we do not have to play against this deck, because boy is it every bit as frustrating to play against in this format as it was in the TCG, and it's extremely strong, and I am absolutely banning every single part of it by the end of the episode. The rest of these are cards I just think are interesting, cards that may make a splash or be teched into some interesting things once this format becomes more diverse, which I fully expect it to do. I'm really looking forward to this one, but let's get to the deck that I'll be playing. This time round, I'm going to be playing Dark Bungus. Now, I know I have opinions on Dark Bungus, and this seems very hypocritical, but I have two reasons. Number one, I don't want to play Frog FTK, and if you're not playing Frog FTK, you're playing the Dark Lords, and I think this deck makes the best use of the Dark Lords by being aggressive. It also uses two of my favorite cards of the format, Archfiend Empress and Trigodia, which are really strong, and lets us use a really funny card that was never any good in the TCG, but I think is very strong in this specific part of Junior Journey format, which is Invader of Darkness. MST has become very popular in Junior Journey because Junior Journey format works around one-for-one interaction. MST lets you bypass that a little bit by getting rid of your opponent's back row that may block your plays. Invader of Darkness counters MST and is therefore extremely strong with a pretty decent stat line behind it. The rest is support stuff. Torrential Tribute is especially funny in this deck because it triggers your Archfiend Empresses and your Asmodeuses. That's pretty much it. Other than that, it is Big Bungus, and I expect a lot of this to be banned by the end of the episode. Our side deck is extremely funny. It is almost all built for Frog FTK and has some cool interactions in it. Archlord Christia is Archlord Christia and stops Substitute from working. Effect Veiler is extremely strong against Frog FTK because it can stop their Substitute on turn 1 before you get to set any traps. Hanewada is hilarious and one of two tuners in this deck, allowing me to go into synchros. It stops your opponent from dealing effect damage to you for a turn, and that is good enough to make a massive turnaround. The End of Anubis is hilarious in this deck specifically because of Archfiend Empress, and then some Chaos Trap Holes and Damage Gates for the Bungus matchup. I'm really looking forward to getting to resolve Archfiend Empress's effect, but the most thing I am looking forward to in this format is what comes after this episode.
Welcome to 2010, and sorry about this one, everyone. Frog FTK is legal in this format, and as a result, I'm playing it. So Gage touched on a central issue of Junior Journey last episode, and that's that Big Bungus Beatdown has been probably the best strategy for about the last 8 years running. But now that changes. Yu-Gi-Oh! Card designers start releasing powerful combo tools into formats, and with the ability to only interrupt your opponent a maximum of 1 time using the back row per turn, it becomes really easy to assemble FTKs. Case in point, this one, which was powerful enough to take worlds in TCG this year as well. Now keep in mind, Frog FTK is actually much worse in this format than it was in TCG. That's because games end much quicker as a result of the higher attack points of opponents' monsters, but also because you usually have to resolve exactly 2 spells in order to get your combo running. Something like a 1-for-1 and something like a Mass Driver. If you aren't able to resolve both of those in one turn, it's probably more like a Frog 2 TK. But using a Substitute to cycle through your entire deck, ending on a board of 3 Dupe Frogs and a Flip-Flop, and then going for the Mass Driver as soon as possible next turn is just as good as winning in a singular turn. So with that, that, let me go through the individual cards. We've got 3 Dupe Frog, 3 Flip-Flop Frog, 3 Unifrog, 3 Swap Frog, 3 Substitute, no once per turn on this card, which allows you to tribute a frog to summon a frog, tributing through your entire deck, including 2 Death Frog, 3 Poison Draw Frog. This effect misses timing almost always, but not if it's sent via the effect of Swap Frog, which means you can draw cards at the end of your combo chain, 3 Treeborn, and 2 Ronin Toadin. For spells, we're on 3 1-for-1 to get to Substitute, 3 card destruction to get to Substitute, and 3 Last Will to get to Substitute. Now, importantly, we don't have access to hand destruction. That was a card that made this deck really, really powerful in paper in TCG, but it's just a spell we can't afford to play. We only get the 1 activation, and we want to spend it on Mass Driver. Now, there's some scenarios in which we will naturally open the combo, and we can use our spell activations on Last Will to get a Cannon Soldier out of our deck as well. Finally, we are playing 2 copies of Obelisk the Tormentor. Post setup, it's actually really easy to get this guy onto the field, and if you do so, he is almost impossible for any monster to remove, even by Junior Journey standards. In the side, we've got a Heavy Storm, a Giant Trunade, triple Mystical Space Typhoon, 1 Dust Tornado, 1 Jinzo, 1 Gores, triple Tragodia, these are to keep us alive, 1 Sidra, and 3 Solemn Warning. So, hopefully we get to pull this off, and hopefully these cards are all banned by the next episode. Well, here we are. I'm personally pretty shocked that last episode didn't resolve the outstanding issues with climate change. I thought that our guests did a wonderful job. But apparently what I think doesn't matter, because we are still barreling on a crash course to self-destruction, courtesy of Alex and Gage.
And, you know, a number of Supreme Court rulings. The audience can tell it's very hot here right now. I'm feeling the effects of climate change because I am, like, ultra shiny and red right now. So I'm looking forward to solving this because...
Nah, dog, you're just in your Alex Jones arc.
My complexion can...
Well, if it's any consolation, I think this one's gonna be over pretty fast.
Let's see. I have neither a pair of scissors nor a rock.
Budget cuts have hit Junior Journey very hard.
Okay. Hey!
All right, okay, no big deal. I don't think it's really going to matter who goes first or second, I said like an idiot.
I'm gonna go first. Sure, let's normal summon a Dark Lord Asmodeus. What's the worst that could happen? And I'll set a back row and end.
Oh, Jesus. Well...
I just noticed your sleeves. Oh, no.
No, that's the default dueling book sleeves, buddy. Could be anything. Could quite literally be anything.
I'm in danger.
I'll set one and I'll pass.
Boo. Okay. No, I mean, that's better than what you could have done to me right then, so I'll take it. Yeah, sure. Let's keep the goddamn stupid Dark Lord terrain going. I'll normal summon Dark Lord Desire.
Yeah, sure.
And I will declare its effect,
it's
sending
Treeborn.
your monster to the grave. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. We're going to attack for 2,000.
Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. We're going to attack for 3,000.
Also, we'll take that.
Okay. I'll pass the turn.
Do or die, baby. Stand by.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh, will we be doing? Oh my goodness. That might be the end of the game. Special Swap Frog?
Okay. All right.
I'm going to trigger Swap Frog here.
Okay.
We're going to send a Ronin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to return Swap Frog to hand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my normal on Swap Frog.
Okay.
I'm going to activate the effect. We're going to send Treeborn here.
Okay.
I'm going to use my extra Swap Frog normal on Unifrog.
I am going to think on summon. Okay, so I have to do this. So what has to happen here is you have to have not exactly another Swap Frog, a Last Will, and whatever the hell water monster you want in your hand. We're going to Torrential Tribute here.
No response to this.
Okay. We'll declare Asmodeus, I think.
All right, behold, Last Will.
Okay, here it goes.
It was a little telegraphed. I sent a Treeborn from field. We'll go Substitute here.
Okay.
We'll banish for Ronin.
Okay.
Substitute.
Mm-hmm.
Can I summon in defense? Wow, you can?
Yep.
Oh my god, this card's broken. All right, we're gonna get Swap Frog here.
Okay.
We're gonna send Ronin. Ah, geez, I mean. We'll go Unifrog.
Mm-hmm.
Treeborn Frog.
Mm-hmm.
Desfrog.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're just gonna start doing silly shit.
Okay.
Banish the Desfrog for Ronin Totem.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't resolve that Substitute. I just sent it because I thought it would be funny, I guess. We'll grab a Poison Draw.
Mm-hmm.
Grab a Poison Draw.
Mm-hmm.
Go Ronin Totem here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll sub for a Treeborn. A Flip-Flop. A Flip-Flop. A Poison Draw.
Mm-hmm.
A Swap Frog. We'll trigger Swap Frog, sending Poison Draw. Draw here. Oh my god. Wow. That's just unthinkable. Oh my goodness. Okay. We'll go sub for dupe.
Mm-hmm.
Sub for dupe.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go sub for dupe.
Mm-hmm.
And, I guess I would say, kill me right the fuck now or you are going to die. You know what, actually, let me put up one more wall as well.
Okay, all right, okay.
Go
yeah.
for it.
All right. I was content to just show people a solo loop of this deck, but you really had to subject the viewers to this, didn't you, Joseph?
Yes.
There are outs in my deck. Let's draw one of them. That is not one of them. I'm just going to seriously hope that one of the cards necessary for your combo that is exactly activate Mass Driver requires a quick play. I'm going to pass.
All right, I'll activate Mass Driver.
Uh-huh.
All right, so we'll Ronin. That's 4. How many we got here? Let's get back to Treeborn, too. 15. Well, now what? Are we 1 shy? Uh-oh. All right, so we're doing the 15 activations for sure. I will set 1. And I will pass my turn.
Okay, come on, deck. If you ever loved me, I will normal summon Archfiend Empress?
Sure.
I guess I pass here.
Stand by main.
Okay.
I will bounce the board.
Okay, okay. Mm-hmm.
And I've just realized my mistake. I can Mass Driver a Dupe Frog for 4, then banish that Dupe Frog for an additional 4.
Hold up, buddy.
Oh!
You'll have to activate a second Mass Driver.
Shit, that is really bad for me. Is what I would say if I was not holding Last Will. I'll go ahead and get Cannon Soldier, and we'll just do this the old-fashioned way.
All right. Well, what the hell was I supposed to do against that? Oh my god, Frog FTK really is every bit as stupid in Junior Journey as it was in the TCG. We didn't solve jack.
Well, listen, I want to be fair with you. I did everything I could to lose that game, not counting the correct number of frogs, trying to activate multiple spell cards in the same turn, activating the on-field effect of Swap Frog to send a copy of Poison Draw Frog to draw a card, which drew me into the Flip-Flop Frog that was supposed to be an integral part of my end board if I wasn't FTKing you. Folks, I'm trying my hardest out here, but the frogs still carried me through regardless.
It's much appreciated. Your help, your assistance is necessary in this matchup. I'll go first again and see if that does me any good. We won't draw for turn. Sure. Let's see if this does us any good. I'll normal summon
Shit!
the
Whoa!
end
Whoa!
of
Whoa!
it.
Whoa! 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 Hey! Whoa! 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 Since when? That's not good. Okay, let's set this guy in pass turn.
Okay, I had no idea something like that was coming, especially since we are not doing the same move we did game 1. I'm going to summon Desire and declare its effect.
It was flip-flop. It was a good one, too.
Ah, good. All right, let's get in for some damage, shall we? I'm going to attack directly with Desire.
Yep.
And then I will attack directly with End of Anubis.
All right, I got another good one for you. Here's Gores.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. I am not concerned with Gores. I think I let that go. It is your turn.
Stand by main.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Attack?
That's fine by me. I'll take 200 here.
You'll take slightly more than that.
500 more. Mm-hmm.
And now, I drew Substitute, so...
Oh, the fucking torrential.
No!
Get that out of
Come
here.
on,
I ain't
that'd be
dealing with this
cool.
shit.
Where is priority when you need it? Okay, back to you.
All right, draw for turn. Oh, the man himself. Oh, I am so sad that I don't have access to one more monster. Is it an episode of Junior Journey without Tyler the Great Warrior?
This guy is a
Go to
disaster
battle.
for me. Yep.
Your go.
Got one draw that does it. Well, it ain't that.
Okay.
Okay. I'll set one and pass.
All right. Draw for turn. I don't know. Normal summon Christia.
Yeah, sure. You got
Let's
it.
go to battle on
Fucking
it.
poison draw frog. All right. Let's see if I open it. The 2010 question. I did not. Well, that's actually arguable.
Uh-oh.
All right, let's just go Swap Frog here.
Okay, that's fine.
We're going to send Ronan. Big
Yeah,
surprise.
that's fine.
Put Swap Frog back in hand.
Mm-hmm.
The normal Swap Frog.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to send Treeborn.
Mm-hmm.
Put him back in a hand.
Okay.
Then we're going to card destruction.
You asshole!
Oh, you thought you did something. Effect Veiler looking ass. Oh, okay.
God, if there's a card I hate more than Mass Driver, it's card destruction.
Wow.
Oh,
this
that's
is-
actually a pretty good draw off of card destruction. I am suddenly less angry about that card destruction.
All right, I'm going to use my normal on a frog. If you remember, I get a normal on a frog for Swap Frog, and I'm going to use it on Poison Draw Frog in attack position. Back to you.
Okay. Let's draw for turn. Sure, yeah, let's do it. Arc Lord Christia?
Yes.
All right, let's go to battle. I'll attack into the Poison Draw Frog. You
I'll
can draw
trigger
that
Poison Draw Frog.
card. Incredible!
Please, I'm begging you. That's what I needed. Thank you. That's exactly the card.
Oh boy. Pass turn.
I am startlingly close. Oh man. Well, I
like
mean,
to hear that.
what is this? Is Christia at 3?
Yep.
Why the fuck did you
Your
do
fault,
this?
by the way.
Yeah, that was not smart.
We
of
talked
me.
about this a few episodes ago.
All right,
And
I'm gonna
now
set
you
a
will
card
lie
and
in the bed you
pass.
made. Okay, let's draw for turn. Nah, no way I am risking getting hit by a flip-flop frog under these circumstances. Let's go Desire.
You've
Let's
fallen
declare.
for my Des Frog trap.
Oh god. Is this no, this isn't quite
It's a
game.
little
I'm
off.
off by 1,000 life points. Or some number of life points. Okay, let's set a back row and pass the turn.
Damn it, I have it, but for the Christia.
Ah!
All right, I'll normal poison draw and attack into the Desire.
Yeah, all right.
that wasn't going to resolve things either. No!
There he is.
How could this
That's
have
okay.
happened?
I had the most powerful card in 2010 Junior Journey, Hanewada.
You were not boarding into this card. No way. So I guess, do you want to start with the frog stuff?
Yeah, I feel like they're actually... So I came into here, this episode, having 2 cards that I wanted banned. And those were Mass Driver and Substitute. I have changed my mind about that. I actually want 3 cards banned. I want Mass Driver, Substitute, and Last Will out of this format.
Yeah, I think that there's an argument that Mass Driver isn't as crazy as it could be because, it takes your spell activation and it's hard to get a sub on the same turn as you do that. But less crazy still produces an FTK, so actually it is probably not okay to keep around. Probably get rid of some of these Dark Lords. Desire specifically is unreal.
It's absurd. It is a 3k beater and it is a non-destruction removal. What else do we have in here that I came in with the intent to ban? I know that I had
Christia?
other things. Yeah, that seems like a fair one to go. Archlord Christia is absurd, and in a format where I've made it my mission to get rid of all the 3,000 beaters, a 2,800 beater is much less vulnerable than we've been led to believe. On that subject, I have 2 further limits to make, and those 2 further limits are Dark Lord Asmodeus and a card that we didn't see because I had to side it out against you, which is Jirak Titana, which does nothing but normal summon a 3028.
Yeah, I'm fine with both of those. Asmodeus is probably the worst card that we've ever had to limit on this show, but I would agree with it. He is just a stinker.
It's a 3,000 attack point monster that also has follow-up if it gets hit with Torrential Tribute. It's just a little bit too good on the things you get for absolutely free list.
Is there anything else we want to do? I know some people were clamoring for Tragodia, but I'm going to be honest with you. I am completely 2010, 2011 brained. I love Trag.
I think Trag is sick. A card that folks are clamoring to get rid of that I think is absolutely reasonable in this format, especially while we're limiting all these 3,000 bunguses, is Jinzo. We don't get to see it in this show because we should see this format in its worst iterations, but I'm hoping to make some of our best iterations. And Jinzo is effectively Imperial Order. If you can summon it and then have any kind of follow-up, you win the game without any recourse in a format that has no quick play spells.
For what it's worth, I am playing an FTK and boarding into Jinzo.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, fine. And with that, I think we have resolved the issues once again. I'm shocked at how good we are at this.
Yeah, absolutely.
This one sucked. I'm sorry. This one sucked and it was all my fault. They handed me a couple of decks and I was like, oh yeah, there's some interesting stuff in here. And then someone said, technically Frog FTK is playable. And my eyes turned into little substitutes like a cartoon.
There is a cool and interesting deck that includes Air Knight Parshath and Neo Parshath the Sky Paladin that involves getting value out of tutoring your fairy monsters and doing interesting things with your life that I thought Joseph might be on because he, unlike me, is not absolutely simping for the Skull Mommy. But I did not expect, although I should have, that I would be cursed with the presence of Frog FTK today.